Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Now, Tyson Fury has reacted to Anthony Joshua's social media post where they are both talking together in Marbella. Now obviously this has sparked huge claims for them to make the fight, undisputed, between those two. Now, it's kind of uncanny that they would both see each other in Spain, in Marbella, considering they are both British and considering that's just a unlikely coincidence. So it's great that they have been together and talked as well. And it is great that they can both have a conversation because I don't think there's any other pictures of Anthony Joshua next to Deontay Wilder when they were trying to make their fight, considering that Deontay Wilder went over to watch Anthony Joshua fight Klitschko. But other than that, they didn't see each other. There was no real back and forth. And realistically, we never really believed that fight was going to be made. But Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua is going to be made. This fight is not just possible, it is inevitable. This fight will definitely happen between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, provided they both keep winning. That is very important, obviously, but still, this fight will happen. Now, obviously, they were both over there in Spain, probably on holiday, maybe to do a little bit of training. Obviously, good vitamin D over there in Spain with the sun. I mean, it's pretty good weather in the UK as well, but still, that was why they were over there. But it's kind of unlikely that they would both be over there at the same time. Now, I'm not thinking that they've had some sort of meeting to discuss Undisputed. I'm guessing this just happened. It was a coincidence, but still, it's great that they are seen together, and it's great that this fight is going to happen because Anthony Joshua put on his social media post, "Sweet Caroline," and Tyson Fury said in response, "Good times never seem so good. 2021, it's going off." So this fight is going to happen. This fight is inevitable because Anthony Joshua wants it, Tyson Fury wants it. They have both now been seen together in Spain, and I know that doesn't seem like much, but still, it's more and it's further than we have gone towards an undisputed fight than ever before, because obviously Deontay Wilder, I mean, I don't know whether he wanted it or not, or whether it was just his ego, but that fight was never going to happen between him and Anthony Joshua. But Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, as I said before, is inevitable. Because you can just see by the demeanour in both of them that they want this fight. They do not want to let this fight pass them by. They want to get their fights dealt with. Obviously, Anthony Joshua must deal with Kubrat Pulev, then likely his WBO mandatory, Alexander Usyk. And Tyson Fury wants to deal with Deontay Wilder, then likely his WBC mandatory, Dillian Whyte. Then Undisputed can happen, provided there are no slip-ups. Tough fights for both. Anthony Joshua has a tough fight in Kubrat Pulev, an even tougher fight again in Alexander Usyk to get to Undisputed. Tyson Fury has a tough fight in Deontay Wilder, who will be extremely motivated in this third trilogy fight between him and Tyson Fury. So that's not going to be an easy fight. Then an even tougher fight, I believe, in Dillian Whyte. So it's not going to be easy to get to Undisputed, and we are closer than ever. That is kind of surprising that we are closer than ever now, considering both fighters have 2 fights before Undisputed can happen, 2 tough fights each as well. So it's not like this fight is going to be made next, it's like this fight is 2 fights away, provided they both come through those fights, tough fights as well, as I said. So it's kind of weird that we are this close to Undisputed, yet we are still quite far away from it. I mean, considering that the belts have all been gathered together by Anthony Joshua, he is unified champ, and obviously Deontay Wilder had that final piece of the puzzle, the WBC World Championship, but still that fight did not happen yet. Now it is closer than ever, but both fighters still have 2 fights in order to get to Undisputed. Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, I mean, that fight could have been made before they went into, like, obviously Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz, Anthony Joshua, Alexander Povetkin, if they had an exception. So you can see how Deontay Wilder didn't really want that fight because Anthony Joshua is willing to go into a Tyson Fury fight. So is Tyson Fury. So you can clearly see that it was Deontay Wilder who didn't want Undisputed. That's why we have to hope that Deontay Wilder does not find that big punch. I know it's boxing and it's great to see all these dynamic stories and it goes this way and it goes that way, but still, if Deontay Wilder regains that WBC World Championship, we are back to square one. Undisputed is off the table, so hopefully Tyson Fury does win that fight. I mean, I want Tyson Fury to win anyway because I'm a Tyson Fury fan. I'm not the biggest Deontay Wilder fan, so I'm hoping Tyson Fury is going to win that fight just for that fact alone. But if Tyson Fury wins that fight, that keeps Undisputed alive. If he loses, Undisputed, I believe, is off the table. It cannot happen because Deontay Wilder will not allow it. Maybe it's not even him. maybe it's his team, but still, I don't believe Undisputed happens if Deontay Wilder is WBC World Champion. I just don't. I don't see it happening. Tyson Fury, though, Anthony Joshua, Undisputed will happen. You can see just by the demeanor in both of them, by these social media posts. I know it's not a lot to go on, but still, you can see they both really want the fight. They are both kind of bouncing off of one another with these social media posts. Even finishing each other's sentences. Obviously, Anthony Joshua put Sweet Caroline, and Tyson Fury then responded with good times never seem so good. So they are both kind of on the same wavelength, and it will be interesting to see the first press conference for this fight when it happens and if it happens. It's going to happen at some point, just provided they both keep winning. They must keep winning. That is very important. Now, it is also kind of interesting that they are both kind of switching a bit with their styles as well, because Anthony Joshua was a pure boxer in his last fight against Andy Ruiz Jr., whereas Tyson Fury was taking on that Kronk style, going forward, landing those right hands, being powerful and pressing the fight. Whereas Anthony Joshua has gone more for the pure boxing. I know that's not going to be anything to go on. I know they're going to change different horses for different courses, but still, it's interesting to see how Tyson Fury is going for more power, Anthony Joshua is going for more boxing and movement. They are both kind of evening out. They are both becoming more rounded fighters for when Undisputed happens. And I can guarantee that when they both step into the ring in 2021 for this fight, they will both be in their absolute peak, at their absolute prime. We will get the best Tyson Fury. We will get the best Anthony Joshua for this fight. That's why this fight must happen. It's now or never, or next year or never. But still, this fight must happen next year. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below, leave a thumbs up, and subscribe if you are new. Thanks, guys.